are adventurous people. We love to travel, and we just wanted to experience something completely out there that we never even thought we would.
Yeah.
So never visited Africa before coming here, and yeah.
We had the chance to travel a lot, like within Canada and the US and a little bit down south as well, and Europe, and all those countries are very similar. It's all kind of the same thing, but Africa is completely different. And because we had never been to Africa and we wanted to live an adventure, our first criteria when we picked the country to move to was a country we had never been to. And we had never stepped foot, either of us, in Africa as a whole.
No.
So yeah.
You've never been to Africa?
Nope.
Before this, never.
Really?
Nope.
So
Really?
you guys, you packed your items and came to...
Yep.
We sold everything and
Yeah.
put the rest in a shipping container, and
It
We're
sounds
here.
super simple, but we kind of went off the like, why not?
Tell us, can you tell, like, who came up with the idea?
I think it was me.
It's been like a year and a half ago that we started planning this, so it's hard to tell, but
We've been together for about like 5 years now, and before meeting Tracy, she wasn't much of a traveler.
No.
But because my mom was working for a travel agency when I was a kid, I had the chance to travel quite a bit, and I caught the travel bug. Right?
Yes.
So my entire life, I always traveled quite a bit, multiple times a year. So when I met Tracy, basically, I gave her the travel bug, right?
you did.
And at some point, you know, we had good lives in Canada, nothing to complain about, friends, family, good jobs and everything. But the 8 to 5 day, Monday to Friday, it was kind of starting to be boring.
Yeah.
And you know, on the weekends, because we had been living in Canada forever, there's not much to do. You go to the same restaurant and see the same people and do the same things every single weekend.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do something that would, you know, kick us out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And here we are in Kenya.
Yeah. How was it like when he came and told you, hey, let's go, mama?
It was actually okay.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't expect it because, like I said, I'm from a small town, so traveling, you didn't really travel far, kind of traveled within the province. But as soon as we did our Europe trips and things like that, I was like, I could do that. Yeah.
Don't you love it?
I do.
Hi.
I do.
The only reason I'm not bringing up the fact that you are a couple is because I know Kenyans love you and they must have found that out.
Yeah.
But how does it feel like to travel with someone you love or your partner?
I think it either works very well or it doesn't work at all. Just from what I've seen out of experience, we happen to travel very well together. I'm the very shy, worry type, and he's the one who's like, come on, let's go. So we kind of balance each other out, if that makes sense. But yeah, no fights really.
Really?
No.
I think we're like, you know, it's important in a couple to be like best friend first.
Yeah.
And I think that's the secret. Like we're best friend first, and like she said, it's very rare, very rare that we fight. Very rare.
Yeah.
And it never happens while traveling. That's a fact.
That is true, actually. We have never, now that I think about that.
You guys don't disagree, like where you're like, I don't even want to see you today.
It's kind of, if we ever have an issue with something, it sounds cliche, but instead of letting it fester, we just say it. So it never becomes a big issue or never becomes a big fight because communication is key, as cliche as that sounds, but it is.
It is, yeah. It is cliche, but it is the truth.
It is.
Yeah.
What did your friends say when you told them you're going to Kenya?
They were,
That's,
as much as I want to say they were shocked, they weren't at the same time, because I feel like we're that kind of people.
Yeah.
I mean, especially me, and then like I brought Tracy into my crazy world. And I mean, you know, our families are still, you know, they're sad in a way because like as of now we didn't see any friends or family for over 3 months now.
Yeah, and I always lived super close to my family. Like I was a 15-minute drive, like my entire life.
Yeah.
So to be that far away, it is starting to hit them that it's not a vacation anymore.
Yeah.
So they're getting used to it, but
yeah, and especially with like, you know, the global situation right now with the pandemic, it makes it harder to travel because when we first planned to move to Kenya, our plan was to move, well, not to move back, but to go visit our family for their Christmas holidays this year, which is not going to be possible because in Canada right now there's a 14-day quarantine period, so we would have to like, you know, go for a very long time, which we can't do.
Okay.
yeah,
What is it about Kenya?
it's beautiful.
It is.
It is so beautiful.
The one thing is, in the Western world, what they show us about Africa and about Kenya is so far from what we see, and I totally understand why they do it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of a lot of countries that have different programs and that are helping in different ways, and they have to see the darker side to be able to entice people to give money and to help and that kind of stuff. And I'm okay with that.
Yes.
But I think it's very important for people to understand that there's another side of Kenya that most people don't know about. Before leaving Canada, I had no clue that Kenya had beaches. None.
I was just about to say that.
No clue. The first time we went to Diani Beach, we were
shocked.
amazed. Because Diani Beach is like, it's better than any beaches I've been in my life. Better than Mexico, better than Dominican, better than Cuba.
But it's funny too, because when you Google Nairobi and Kenya, all you see is from the national park, you see the picture of a giraffe and the city in the background.
And the city in the background.
Yeah.
That's the only picture you see.
Were you upset that they gave such a representation of our country?
Yeah, and I think that this is one of the main reasons why we started our YouTube channel and why we're doing what we do now.
Yeah.
It's to try to paint the other side, try to paint a different pictures. So to entice people from all around the world to come see Kenya on their own. Don't
what it
believe
has
what
to
you
offer.
Exactly. Don't believe what you see on Google and what you see on the news and everything. Even though a lot is true, there's more. There's more that people need to see. Yes, there's wildlife, but there's also there's beaches. The food is great. The people is nice. Everyone is smiling all the time.
Yeah.
It's a great country, and the weather is amazing.
It's
The
amazing.
weather is great.
It
too.
really
It's
is.
great. How about the food?
Food is great.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Within the last few weeks, we started to try more and more Kenyan dishes. Mbuzi choma and
Kwisha.
kashumbari and
Ugali.
I tried the ugali the proper way
Yeah.
with my hands and picking up the food and everything. It's pretty good. I like it.
Favorite part though is a kashumbari.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
I could eat that
is
every
good.
day. It's
I
so
really
good.
like that.
Yeah.
Has so much flavor.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, overall Kenyan food is pretty good. So far so good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Our
need,
Kenya. Are you guys talking about the same Kenya?
Yeah.
we get that a lot actually.
What do people ask you?
Basically that. And they're very happy that we are showing the other side of things because like they say, when we Google it, it's so much different. So we get a lot of appreciation from that, and it kind of motivates us to keep going as well.
A lot of people actually, a lot of Kenyans are thanking us for showing them all those places.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're saying oh, now I'm gonna add this place to my bucket list, and I'll try to travel there
I'm
next
a
year.
victim.
And
I'm a victim. I was like, is this my Kenya? I have to travel to this.
Yeah.
Okay, don't blame us. It's tough here.
I think it's also different though when you have a visitor come in and do the research. I'm sure there's many places in Nova Scotia that we don't know about as well. But because we live there, we're such in our comfort zone, and that we don't necessarily look at different things to do every weekend. So it just brings a different perspective as well.
seeing your own city or your own country through somebody else's eyes is always different, because sometimes I do watch travel vlogs in Canada and I'm like, where is that? That looks amazing, and when I think in Canada, in my head is just me in a blanket, very cold in the winter. But it's it's more than that. And when you have somebody else show to you the beauties of your country, it's normally this is when you realize that wow, it's so much more than what I thought.
Yeah.
What is it in Kenya that's missing in Canada? Give me something I can floss with.
Something that's in Kenya that's missing in Canada.
Yeah.
That's missing in Canada? All the sunshine?
The sunshine.
That's an
what?
easy question.
I would say the attitude of the people. I think that in Kenya, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very hard to be late in Kenya. There's such a thing as Kenyan time, and as much
African timing.
yes,
Yeah.
and as much as I was angry about it when I first arrived, because when you say somebody at 12 and it's 1:30 and they're still not there, I was like, what's going on? But you know what? I think that now, after almost 4 months in Kenya, I do appreciate the fact that people are more relaxed and more laid back. In Canada, everyone is running all the time and meeting timings and go, go, go. And here people are Hakuna Matata, right?
Slow motion.
Yeah.
My
But
Kenyan
it's-
people, what's wrong?
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong. I think
We're
it's a good
enjoying
way
it
to
now,
enjoy
yeah.
life. Just
Yeah.
relax, chill out, take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you'll be there when you be there.
Yeah, someone has finally said something positive about our timekeeping.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, no problem.
Yeah, Tracy, what has been the highlight of your stay in Kenya?
Oh man. Honestly, probably going to Diani. The beaches, like you say, like seeing something that we never thought was even in Kenya or in Africa, really. To be able to experience that, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed
and
that.
we just came back from the Masai Mara over the weekend, and we learned that the Masai Mara is the 8th wonder of the world. We didn't even know that.
No.
I think I don't know that.
No? Well, I hope I'm correct.
I do not know that.
I hope I'm correct.
No, our
But
audience
like
are good people.
that's what we were told there, and
Yeah.
we Googled it, and
Yeah.
it's actually there. If
Yeah.
you Google it, that's what it said. And even though, like, you know, when you Google Africa or Kenya, one of the main thing that you see is wildlife.
Yeah.
But experiencing it and
Oh,
being
that was
so
so
close to
different.
those amazing animals like the elephant, the giraffe, the
Yeah.
cheetahs, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. You know, like in America, like people go to the zoo all the time, but a zoo is very sad. It's a bunch of animals in cages, and
Yeah.
there's nothing good about it. I never really like going to zoos, but doing like these kinds of things like the Masai Mara, or even when you go to the national park, you're kind of the one in the cage, right? You have to stay in your car, or, you know, when we went to the Ark, it was exactly like a reverse zoo. We
Yeah.
were in a cage and the animals were wild, and this
And
is
we got to
exactly how
take
it should be.
pictures.
And those experiences,
Yeah.
I think everyone should do a safari in their life.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
Like even our camp, like you'd wake up in the night and you'd hear the hyenas like laughing and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really close. Okay. Like not used to that. The most we get is like deer.
Yeah. But I think that the wildlife in Kenya is amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. And it's really something, again, that everyone should experience.
Amazing.
Yeah.